What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. We have some new shocks to install in the Gladiator today, and it's been a while since we've really done any content or big projects on the Gladiator, but luckily it's making its way back into the shop. I've had this suspension set up on this Jeep for probably 3 or 4 years, and it's been really nice, but I think with these new shocks, we're gonna be able to dial the adjustability in a little bit better, not only for on-road, but also for off-road use. We have a lot to check out in this video and a lot of work to do. Let's get started. This is going to be the 4th set of shocks on the Jeep. So since it's a Rubicon, it came with the factory Rubicon shocks. We put the 3.5-inch lift on and then swapped over to the Fox shocks, which Cassie was a big fan of.
I really like the Fox shocks. They were a little bit looser, which is my preference. However, I didn't like how loose the steering felt on the highway. And since we do a good amount of traveling on the highway, we decided to swap those out for the Falcons that are on there now.
So the Falcons have been installed for probably 3 years now, and they've held up well. We do have some adjustability with the 3.3s, and these are a very popular shock, and they ride well and handle well. But moving up towards these little higher end of a shock, there's a lot more adjustability that we gain from them. So these are from Xtreme Gravel Gear. These guys are actually based out of New Zealand, and I think these are some of the first shocks that are here in the US.
Yeah.
So they are trying to slowly emerge into the US market. But from what I've seen so far, just looking at these shocks, they're extremely impressive. So we do have a little bit of adjustability, actually a lot of adjustability within these shocks. We get our compression adjustment here as well as a rebound adjustment. So later in this video, we are gonna take the Jeep off-road, show you guys how much of a difference compression adjustments and rebound adjustments can make in the handling of a Jeep. Since we did the race Jeep build, firsthand feeling the difference of a high quality shock, and you can really see how much better this thing performed after adjusting the rebound and compression and really dialing it in exactly how you wanted. It's a really cool idea to offer these same features inside a shock for a daily driver or weekend warrior. Now, before I start rambling on about these shocks, let's go ahead and jack the Jeep up and pull the old front shocks out of there. We got the old shocks out of there, and luckily changing your shocks out is a very simple project, and it's one of the least labor intensive ways to get a different handling and performance out of your Jeep. So we have the Falcons and the XL Pros over here side by side. I wish we had a factory one to throw in the mix, but the Falcons are already upgraded compared to a factory shock, and I've made videos about these, and they are a pretty good shock for the money. But the Pro XLs from Xtreme Gravel Gear definitely stepped it up one notch further. So few differences right off the bat side by side. The actual shock body itself is much bigger. So they step up to a 2.5-inch diameter shock, whereas the Falcons are 2.25. We also get a larger shaft diameter. I think they say 22 millimeter, but for us Americans, 7/8. And the Falcon is 3/4. So not only are we getting a bigger shock with a bigger shaft, they also squeezed more travel out of it using the same length shock body. So I have them lined up here. You can see same shock body length, but we actually get 11-inch travel out of that compared to what, 10.25 on the Falcon.
For a 3.5-inch lift.
For a 3.5-inch lift. So depending on what you order, your shock lengths are going to vary, but being able to get a longer travel out of a same shock body length is pretty impressive. You'll also see that we do have an integrated bump stop pad in here, so that's gonna help save the shock as well as kind of cushion those bottoming outs. The Falcon did a really good job with the adjustability. You know, we have our main adjusters right there, and then we have our micro adjustments in here. But really what it comes down to is 24 clicks of compression dampening. These also have 24 compression dampening clicks, and we also have the rebound adjustment as well. So having the rebound is kind of what makes these shocks a lot different, because compression is how soft or firm your shock is going to dampen but the rebound is kind of what happens when it comes back up. And we're gonna dive into that when we actually take this thing off-road and can show you how much of a difference the rebound makes when tuning a shock. Now, both of these shocks are similar in the fact that they are piggyback shocks. They're laid out a little bit differently. The Falcons kick them out to the side, and we do have to trim a little hole in our fender liner there, whereas the XGG shocks have a piggyback right down to the side here. Doesn't take up any room, and they do machine fins in there to help with some of that extra cooling capabilities. Kind of wanted to show a few differences between these two, and these small differences is kind of what makes up a more higher end quality shock. So that is a lot of talking. Let's get these on the front end of the Jeep so we can check out the rear and get those installed as well. Keep going, right there. Installing the rear shocks is just as easy as the front. All you gotta do is pull the old ones out and pop the new ones in. One thing I have not talked about yet is the shock boots. I'm personally not a huge fan of these because it does just end up trapping moisture and dirt in there because it's gonna find its way into this boot. One thing that it will do is kind of protect the shaft right here from pitting or sand or rock chips from hitting it. And that's one thing that the Falcon did incorporate into their shocks. So if you are somebody who spends a lot of time doing high-speed stuff, it might be beneficial to run the shock boots. But in my case, we're gonna leave them off. And I guess at this point, let's just finish up this install so we can go test them out. So now that we have the shocks installed, it is time to go ahead and test them out.
We're at Little Sahara State Park in Woods County, Oklahoma, which is kind of the middle of nowhere, but who would have thought that there are sand dunes in freaking Oklahoma? I mean, take a look around. We get
the
to go
GoPro doesn't do a great job, but there are some really big sand dunes out here and a bunch of back sand dune trails. Over there are some bigger dunes. This is going to be a perfect spot to really test these shocks out and just have some fun for the day. So we actually found this using onX off-road, and Paul and Carrie Porter from Discover 4x4 Adventures kind of put me onto onX when we were out at King of the Hammers because I wasn't using any kind of mapping, and without having service out there, I got that first-hand experience on how valuable onX can be with the offline mapping, dropping waypoints, having all the trails marked, and it was just a very valuable feature to have. And onX Off-Road has partnered up with the channel to offer you guys 20% off the premium and elite memberships using the code JKGG. So there's a ton of really nice features in the app, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are already familiar with those. I'm still learning it, but the more I learn, the more I'll share with you guys. So with that being said, it is time to go out, have some fun out here, put these shocks to the test. At Little Sahara, we can click on it and pull up some more information. So we have all kinds of info. It's government land, the name of it, 1,941 acres. Now in this case, it doesn't look like there's really trails here. It is just a big, wide open, fun playground. So here we have a nice little rough section with some pretty small whoops, but it's going to be a great baseline. So right now our shocks, the compression is turned all the way down and the rebound is turned all the way down. So we're gonna make a run, see how it feels, and then slowly make a few changes and see if we can see a difference. The shocks are super smooth. There's no harsh feeling to them. And I just think by the time we can really dial these things in and get the rebound and dampening right, it's gonna ride really nice. So the front
The front was moving much more.
So that's what it felt like. It definitely feels like we need to stiffen up the front a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 clicks puts us halfway between soft and firm. It's right in the middle of the compression. So we're just gonna change that both evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did the rear look like it needed it? Okay, we'll do the rear too. Much better, more control. Hopefully the camera can pick that up, but there was a major difference that time. It felt so much more controlled. We weren't bouncing around as much. I want to get a drastic change so we can hopefully see it on camera. So we're going over to our Rebound. We're going to crank it all the way up, make another pass, and hopefully we'll be able to visually see a difference. But it's feeling so much better than before. Like with the Falcons, they were good shocks, but there's no way we'd be able to do this. They would just be rattling the Jeep to death. So far, like these shocks are making a huge difference. They feel very, very controlled, not too soft, not too firm, but they're doing exactly what we need them to do.
Definitely caught air on the tail end that time.
It actually feels like whenever you come down off a bump, the shocks push you back up in the air instead of kind of slowly maintaining the bump. Cassie's laughing about something, so.
Did you see that? I could see a difference on the camera.
I could feel it.
That's crazy. That's stiffened it up a lot.
Oh yeah, so I could feel it. The back end was kicking up. It felt like we were kind of getting air, and that's what actually.
I think you did.
Probably. So I just took all of the Rebound out, and we're kind of back to our second run, and just kind of want to see again how this feels. That feels so good. So this place is just a ton of fun. The sand dunes just seem to keep on going. And there's only so much testing that we can actually show you guys with these shocks, but so far, like normally this stuff, the ruts just seem to shake the Jeep to death, but these are doing a fantastic job absorbing all of those bumps and really keeping the Jeep steady throughout the side hill turns and less body rolls. He's definitely seemed to be doing a pretty good job. One of our big reasonings for actually coming out here is to see if it'd be worth it to bring the race Jeep out here, because I think like the Gladiator's fun, but being able to really rip around in these dunes with the LS3 race Jeep,
Pretty cool.
that would be pretty fun. So we'll probably end up making a trip back here. I just wanted to see what this place was like, and it's still a lot of fun in the Gladiator, so let's keep cruising around.
of a higher speed run and see how the shocks feel when we do that.
How fast we talking?
Hit it, Ben.
120?
127.
No.
There was a four-wheeler over there, so Benjamin.
What?
Woo! I didn't record that because So we explored a good chunk of the park. I mean, the entrance is over here and we've made it all the way over here. Now we just gotta bloop,
Go all
the way back.
Initial review of the shocks, I'm pretty happy with them. Shocks, if they can handle stuff like this and not fade over time, like we've been driving probably about an hour,
Yep.
and it's really rough, and the shock performance hasn't seemed to really fade away. So the fins on the reservoir probably are doing a pretty good job at dissipating the heat. And we will continue testing them because it's not gonna be the last off-road trip that we're gonna take in the Gladiator. But I think that is probably it for Little Sahara, because we do have to get home. Got a 2.5 hour drive home, so we're gonna start heading that way. Maybe. It was a ton of fun taking the Gladiator out there and ripping around the sand dunes, kind of getting some of that Mojave edition performance out of a Rubicon. So that's one thing I didn't really talk about, but being able to, upgrade your shocks, install some hydraulic bump stops, you can really get some of that Mojave performance out of other models of Gladiators. So hopefully these shocks start making their way to the US market soon, because I'm blown away with how they performed. They seem to be very well made, high quality shock. We will continue testing them out, and I'm excited to take the race Jeep out to Little Sahara. So the axles, freshly painted, ready to go back up in there. We still have a few more things to do on the race Jeep before we button it all back up. But that is it for this video. Like always, thanks for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week with another video.